The Bold and the Beautiful scoop for Wednesday, October 22nd, reveals Remy Price will have a strange ask of Deke Sharp. Also coming up, Sheila Carter will beg her husband to stop freezing her out. B&B spoilers tease Sheila will once again make an appeal to Deacon Sharp. She'll tell him she's tired of the way he's shutting her out of his life. Sheila knows keeping the secret about Luna Nozawa was a huge mistake, but the last thing she wants is for their marriage to end because of it. No doubt Sheila will remind Deacon of all they've gone through and the deep love they have for each other. Of course, she's not pleased that the person her husband is opening up to is none other than Taylor Hayes. B&B spoilers indicate Deacon will reject Sheila's plea to discuss their relationship. Instead, he'll end up at Taylor's office for another chat. But will Sheila follow him there again? Meanwhile, Deke just landed his dream job, designing for the Hope for the Future line at Forrester Creations. He'll be on top of the world. But he'll also confused by Remy's reaction to his life-changing news. Although Remy will be happy for Deke, he'll feel a huge sense of panic. After all, he stalked Electra Forrester and posted deep-fake nudes of her on the internet, and everyone at Forrester knows it. So, Remy will congratulate Deke on his new position. However, he'll also ask him not to mention his name at the fashion house. But could hiding the awful things he did Electra end up blowing up Remy's relationship with Deke? Hey B&B fans, are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. The Bold and the Beautiful scoop for Tuesday, October 21st, reveals Steffy Forrester will tell Luna Nozawa she's going to rot in prison. Also coming up, Bill Spencer will make a prediction about the custody of Luna's baby. B&B spoilers tease Bill, Katie Logan, and Will Spencer will discuss everyone's favorite topic these days, Luna. The trio will agree that they're glad the villain is behind bars again, but of course, there's still the matter of the child she's carrying. Bill will assure his ex-wife and his son that he's going to make sure the custody case goes their way. The Spencer Publications magnate is not above pulling some strings when he has to. Not to mention, Luna is hardly mother material, so, as far as Bill's concerned, he and Katie securing custody of their grandchild is going to be a slam dunk. However, will it really turn out to be that simple? Or will someone throw a wrench in Bill and Katie's plan? Meanwhile, Steffy was in shock when she returned home and John Finnegan told her Luna was alive. Not surprisingly, she was terrified. This is a woman who terrorized her for months on end, and she was relieved Luna was gone. However, Steffy was also grateful to learn that Luna is safely locked up, and she was determined to have it out with her. So, she decided to confront the double murderer. On Tuesday, Steffy will blast her for all the horrific crimes she's committed against her family. But how will Luna continue to pretend that she's changed, now that she's carrying a life inside her? Or will she push back and show Steffy her true colors? Hey B&B fans! Nee. Are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. As the episode began, we picked up with Steffy reiterating to Luna that her baby is a child, not an escape plan. In turn, Luna called Steffy self-absorbed to think she was still a threat and insisted that her stepmother would be the last thing on her mind once she got sprung. What's more, but of course, she remained confident that Bill and Katie wouldn't let their grandchild be born behind bars. You think you know Bill? You don't, Steffy informed Luna, adding that the baby didn't make the nut job a Spencer, it just made her a predator. Still, Steffy didn't go so far as to call what Luna did to Will what it was. Rape. Why will this show admit so freely that she's a murderer, but not that she's a rapist? Strange. At the Spencer mansion, Will fretted that the Luna situation was asking too much of Elektra. Bill assured him, though, that the Luna of it all would be over in 9 months. At that point, she'd have no contact at all with Will or the baby. The millionaire added that he'd been talking to a lawyer and was confident that the custody case would be open and shut. And with those words, could he possibly have jinxed himself more? Talk about tempting fate. Once Bill took off, Katie and Will recapped everything that had happened to upend his romance with Elektra. Somehow, Katie managed to pull off the pretzel logic to cut her ex-husband slack for having been conned by Luna. He feels very guilty, Katie said. He's not gonna let her brainwash him again. Foreshadowing? You betcha! After Steffi left the prison, Luna was surprised to find that she had yet another visitor, Bill. Is it just you? She asked. Yep, she's so delulu. She really thought Will would have come to see her, as if. Bill, sounding like the dollar bill of yore, gruffly explained that Luna's pregnancy didn't create any bond between her and his family. In fact, he continued, as soon as the baby was born, he was going to take it from her. The biggest mistake of my life, he growled, was seeing any glimmer of redemption in you. I should have left you in here to rot. It doesn't happen often, but when he's right, he's right. Bill wasn't done yet either. The same influence that he'd used to get Luna freed, he would now use to ensure that she never stopped pressing license plates. Her response? The Luna version of the sad face emoji above. At the Cliff House, Ridge and Taylor burst in looking for Steffi, only to learn from Finn that their daughter went directly to prison to confront Luna. While waiting for Steffi to return, her husband and parents discussed her reaction to the Luna news and how understanding she'd been that no one had warned her about the shocker to which she'd be coming home. When Steffi got back, she was stunningly unreactive to the fact that, while she was abroad, her father dumped her mother and instantly remarried Brooke. At first, that is. Shortly, Steffi did express her disappointment, although in much gentler terms than we might have expected. Daddy sure gets away with some, bleep. As the episode drew to a close, Steffi noted anew that her husband is handsome, and he expressed how much he'd missed her. All that matters now is that you're back, he said, beaming. As for Luna, she's in prison and she'll never harm you again. Oh, famous last words, Finn. Meanwhile, Bill came home to his mansion and assured Katie and Will that vile creature hadn't gotten to him. He even chuckled that Luna had thought using the word grandchild would work like open sesame on her jail cell doors. Finally, in prison, Luna's cellmate snickered that her sugar daddy hadn't come to rescue her this time. In response, Luna told her, I need you to do it again, meaning beat her up. Just not the stomach, Luna hastened to add. Her cellmate was only too happy to oblige. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Scott Clifton recently confirmed that Liam's death was the real plan, and spilled the story behind his character's life-saving twist. During a Daytime Emmys interview on the red carpet, Scott Clifton spoke to Daytime Confidential about the brain tumor storyline that was nearly fatal. The soap world was definitely in a tizzy over Liam's diagnosis back when it seemed like he'd actually face a grim fate. In the beginning, many fans were worried Liam was truly headed for an early grave. It turns out Scott Clifton had that same fear since he was informed that this story arc would indeed be Liam's swan song. B&B executive producer and head writer Bradley Bell called Liam to his office and let him know that he planned to kill Liam off. This was meant to be a real death and not a fake-out like the show previously did with Eric Forrester, as well as other characters over the years. I was scared too. I was supposed to be on my way out. That was the plan. It wasn't like this master plan tricking the audience, Clifton confirmed. Clifton added that since he thought Liam was genuinely dealing with a fatal brain tumor, that's how he played those scenes early on. It gave Clifton some meaty material, so he's thankful that he got those powerful scenes and a chance to keep his job in the end. Although Clifton couldn't say for sure what changed Bell's mind, he suggested that the viewers' reaction and support might have had an impact. Clifton offered up some words of gratitude to the fans as a result. I don't know what caused that, but I gotta think it has something to do with you all, and I am so grateful to you for just letting me stay, 'cause it's the honor of my life to entertain you, Clifton said. Of course, it was ultimately revealed that Grace Buckingham faked Liam's brain tumor diagnosis as part of a wild scheme. Grace scammed Bill Spencer out of $1 million thanks to a fake procedure, but she thankfully got busted. As for where Liam will go from here, the bold and the beautiful spoilers say his reunion with Hope Logan is just around the corner, so stay tuned for updates on any wedding news ahead. Here is your The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Monday, October 20th, 2025. After a swim, Finn was surprised by the return of Steffy and the kids. After spending time in Europe to heal from the trauma caused by Luna, Steffy was back to reclaim her life. Finn's joy at having his family back together was evident, and his kids were already making playdates with their friends. After the kids cleared the room, Finn expressed his happiness at having Steffy home, and the pair shared a passionate return kiss. Finn cut off the kiss and informed Steffy that there was a lot he had to tell her, but he needed the conversation to take place in person. She wanted Finn to spend the day holding her, and although he missed her a lot, a life-changing conversation loomed. She asked him what the important conversation was, and she said she knew about Ridge marrying Brooke, so she wondered what it could be. Finn recounted how Lee saved his life several years ago and said she was back at it again. He prepared her that what he was about to say was a shock. He said, "But one day, I'm sitting in my office, and I hear a voice, and I look up, and there she is standing in the doorway. Luna's alive." Steffy's happy expression immediately disappeared, and a face of fear returned. Steffy refused to believe that Luna could be alive. Steffy spiraled at the news of Lee saving Luna, while Finn explained Lee's motivations behind saving her. Finn tried to go into detail about the Will situation, but before he could, Steffy needed assurance that Luna was back in prison. He explained why he waited to tell her, but she looked visibly shaken. The saving grace for Steffy was that Luna was back in prison. Once Steffy calmed down, Finn dove further into the story and confirmed that Luna was pregnant with Will's baby. She thought it was horrible, but she was certain the pregnancy wouldn't change her future. Steffy was appalled that Luna had the opportunity to take advantage of Will and carry a child from the assault. Unfortunately, before Finn could explain more, Steffy took off and was determined to see Luna in prison. He tried to keep Steffy safe to the best of his abilities, but Steffy was laser-focused on looking Luna in the eyes and telling her how she felt. If she was going to truly feel safe with Luna being alive, this was something Steffy had to do. At Forrester Creations, Brooke kissed Ridge in the CEO office. She expressed satisfaction about being back together with him and bringing back hope for the future. Ridge joked that he wouldn't fault Deke for being Deacon's son, and he was thrilled to have him on the design team. Taylor interrupted Ridge and Brooke to announce Steffi's return to Los Angeles. Steffy told Taylor earlier that she was headed home. Everyone was elated for her long-awaited return. However, Taylor believed Steffy needed time alone with Finn so he could catch her up on Luna. Will barged into the CEO's room to remind everyone that they also had the pregnancy to contend with. Ridge said all of Luna's actions are on Bill, and he would always hold him responsible, to which Will agreed. Taylor revealed that Steffy knew of several things that happened while she was gone, like Brooke and Ridge getting remarried, but she was still in the dark about Luna. Will was slightly surprised Steffy wasn't already in the loop about Luna, and everyone knew the news was going to rock her world. Ridge warned Will that Luna would use the pregnancy to manipulate him, but he seemed prepared for the possibility. Taylor, however, said she and Ridge would do whatever it took to protect Steffy from Luna and her actions. Luna was brought to the visiting room in prison, and she was stunned to see Poppy walk through the famoso door. Poppy proclaimed, "It's really true. You're alive." Luna questioned if her mother was disappointed to see her alive, and she asked if Poppy was furious with Lee for saving her. She recounted how Lee previously saved Finn, and then saved her. Poppy cut Luna off and rejected the notion that she was to blame for her daughter's miserable life. Luna didn't think she would be in prison long because of the pregnancy. Poppy didn't think Luna was thinking rationally. She told her that there was no chance of Bill bailing her out this time, so her time might be up. Poppy called the pregnancy a stunt, but Luna assured her that the baby meant more than that. They discussed Will not being on board after dancing around the subject of who the father was. Poppy asked Luna to confirm the rumors that Will was the father, and she assured her that Bridget performed the test. Poppy smiled with a massive grin, and she told Luna she was pleasantly surprised. Poppy felt like she had taught her daughter a valuable lesson, and she told Luna that getting pregnant by a billionaire's son was a well-played move. Poppy left, and Luna was confused about why she had another visitor. She thought it was Will, disillusioned about him somehow wanting to be in a relationship with her as a family. Any warm and fuzzy feelings evaporated once she saw Steffy standing in the doorway. Luna tried to address the elephant in the room right away and said, "Look, I understand that you're shocked. You thought I was dead, or you hoped that I was dead." Steffy slammed her hand on the table and bashed Lee for saving her deranged granddaughter's life. Luna, always delusional, asked Steffy if she had heard the good news about Will being the father of the baby. Steffy brought Luna on a memory lane trip about the crimes she committed against her. But Luna used the baby to say she's changed. Steffy called out how Luna was using the baby as a bargaining chip, but it was her life mission to make sure Luna's life was spent behind bars. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for Tuesday, October 21st, reveal that Bill Spencer will make an ominous baby vow, while Luna Nozawa fires back at Steffy Forrester. Things are about to get even more intense, so here's what B&B fans can expect. Now that Steffy has shown up for a prison visit, she's been ripping into Luna for her behavior. Steffy's adamant that Luna will stay locked up forever, but Luna will fire back at her in Tuesday's B&B episode. Luna will continue to believe her unborn child is the key to a bright future and will refuse to let Steffy stand in her way. Despite Steffy's insults and accusations, Luna will remain delusional about Will Spencer and the family she plans to build with him. Steffy, on the other hand, will hope justice is truly served this time and will give her parents updates on her latest Luna confrontation back at the Cliff House. Taylor Hayes and Ridge Forrester will be glad Luna's locked up, especially now that Steffy's home with the kids. Meanwhile, Bill will make an ominous vow during a conversation with Will and Katie Logan. Since Bill has no intention of getting Luna pardoned again, he'll be convinced that the mother of Will's child is going to stay behind bars indefinitely. With that in mind, Bill will predict that the custody case victory won't be an issue. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Bill will vow to make sure they get custody when the baby comes and keep this little Spencer heir safe. Of course, a promise like that often leads to bad news on a soap. The more confident Bill is about winning custody, the more likely it becomes that there'll somehow be a problem. This custody case win may not be as set in stone as Bill thinks, so it'll be interesting to see if any courtroom drama happens down the road. For now, Luna will focus on worming her way out of prison, so she'll use another prison attack to her advantage in the coming episodes. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that we've got a November sweeps preview to pass along. So let's talk about some toxic energy removal, love life shakeups, and past hauntings. For starters, Bill Spencer will apparently need some help cleansing his mansion of Luna Nozawa's toxic energy. Former Big Brother winner Rachel Riley will reprise her familiar character, who's also named Rachel and was last seen in 2014. Rachel is still a bikini bar server, but she has this side hustle where she gets rid of bad vibes and evil spirits in people's homes. Bill, Katie Logan, and Liam Spencer will all share scenes with Rachel, so that'll be part of the fun happening this November. Of course, November sweeps might also be a great time for Luna to plot a prison escape or get out due to some legal loophole, so that's something to keep in mind. That said, all signs point to Steffy Forrester Finnegan, John Finn Finnegan, Taylor Hayes, and the kids having a wonderful Thanksgiving, though there'll be a surprise B&B guest who could shake things up. Thanksgiving will also bring a celebration for Sheila Sharp and Deacon Sharp at Il Giardino. Does that mean Sheila will convince Deacon to stick with their marriage, or could this be the calm before an even worse storm? Regardless, Taylor and Deacon definitely appear to have a spark, so there could be problems now that Sheila's on edge about their connection. Even if Deacon agrees to try fixing his relationship with Sheila, Taylor could be an issue moving forward. Nevertheless, a Turkey Day party will happen in the meantime, since Deacon will invite Daphne Rose and Carter Walton to join his meal with Sheila at the restaurant. Carter may still be a little down in the dumps over losing Hope Logan, but he'll appreciate Deacon's invitation and the support he's found with Daphne. Although Daphne and Carter seem to be headed for a new love story of their own, someone from her history will show up and could potentially get in the way. Remy Price's past will also lead to drama, since Deke Sharp will find out what his boyfriend did to Electra Forrester. Deke will flip out over Remy stalking Electra, creating nude deepfake content and chasing her down before ultimately getting arrested. Electra and Deke's friendship will definitely make waves for his romance, so Remy may end up heartbroken, at least for a while. Liam and Hope, on the other hand, will continue down their path to a romantic reunion. Wedding plans should be coming up soon, along with more fashion show prep for Hope, so she'll have a lot to look forward to. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some stunning news and exciting story developments are ahead, so stick with us for more November Sweeps preview news. Look, we get it. Soap opera is a plot-driven format. That means that occasionally, some pretty wild things happen. People come back from the dead, sometimes repeatedly. Characters are bedeviled by, well, the actual devil. But through thick and thin, sick and sin, we the viewers ask one thing. We want the characters to react to each new improbable scenario the way we know they would. But lately, that's not been the case where Bold and Beautiful is concerned. Why? Because the writers have taken to ignoring established facts about characters in order to fit any old narrative they create. Not so long ago, fans were up in arms when Bill not only arranged for Luna to come live with him, but had her pardoned. Why? Well, Bill's never truly explained that, at least not to our satisfaction. And now, here we go again. This time around, it's Luna's mom, Poppy, who has become unrecognizable. To be clear, this has been going on for a while. When first Poppy was introduced, we both heard and saw for ourselves how close she and Luna were. Yes, they'd led an unconventional life, but Luna repeatedly told then Beau RJ, "Hey, where is he, by the way?" How much she loved her mom, who'd done her best. A few special minutes later, we were being told that Luna had an awful life thanks to her gold-digging, drug-doing mom. This narrative was crafted largely upon the arrival of Poppy's judgmental sister, Lee. Each time the doctor hurled accusations at her sister, we, as viewers, were meant to see them as outrageous exaggerations. They say if a lie is told often enough, it becomes the truth. Certainly that seems to be what's happened with Poppy, because now she's practically a pariah. And this week, upon visiting her resurrected, jailed, and pregnant daughter, Poppy actually smiled and offered her congratulations. "After all your relentless criticism of me, it appears I might have done you some good," said Poppy, smiling broadly. "How?" asked her surprised offspring. "By teaching you a very valuable lesson," Mom continued, her grin growing with each word. "That of all the guys you could have gotten knocked up by, you choose a billionaire's son. Well played." Truth be told, we expected that after a commercial break, we would return to the in-progress scene so that it could be revealed. Poppy's comment wasn't serious. She would, we assumed, reveal that in actuality, she was disgusted by Luna's latest actions. Instead, the next time we saw Luna, she was being confronted by the newly returned Steffy. So apparently, we're now supposed to believe that Poppy was a pill-popping, man-chasing, gold-digging woman all along. This despite the fact that she didn't fight to be with Bill after their brief relationship ended. Nor did she try and play the "Luna is your daughter" card, even when desperately trying to keep the girl's true paternity under wraps. There has also never been any mention of her pursuing other rich men, despite every man on the canvas being a gazillionaire. Heck, we could easily see a sympathetic Eric bonding with Poppy, much to wife Donna's chagrin. At that point, it might make sense for Poppy to chime in with her usual accusations. But no, instead, Poppy's been shuffled to the side, her love life as dead as that of poor Ivy. All of which is to say that it looks as if Bold and Beautiful writers have once again rewritten Poppy and her history. Why? For no reason other than the shock of hearing her congratulate Luna on having landed a wealthy man. Did it make sense? Not if you believe the version of Poppy we've actually seen, as opposed to the narrative Lee has tried selling over the years. But then again, knowing this show, Lee might become her sister's biggest champion tomorrow, even nominating her for sainthood. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for the week of October 20, 24 reveals that Liam Spencer will finally join all the Luna Nozawa drama, while Carter Walton's love life brings questions. After Steffy Forrester makes her way back to Los Angeles with the kids, John Finn Finnegan will be thrilled. Of course, Steffy's return will also mean it's time for her to get updates on all the Luna chaos that's been playing out. Once Steffy realizes Luna is alive and has been wreaking more havoc, she'll stand her ground. Steffy will make it clear that she has no intention of letting Luna's pregnancy wiggle her out of jail time, even if she's carrying a Spencer heir. Poppy Nozawa won't think help is coming for Luna either when she provokes her daughter during a prison visit. B&B fans know Bill Spencer was Luna's hero before, but Poppy will argue that those days are long gone after what Luna did to Will Spencer. As for the custody case that'll eventually play out if Luna actually gives birth to this baby, Bill will be brimming with confidence. We'll see Bill offer some reassurance to Will and Katie Logan about pulling off a custody victory without any problems. Liam will eventually become part of a Luna conversation with Bill, Will, and Katie, so it'll be nice to hear him weigh in on all the chaos she's caused. Bill will rant about Luna targeting Will and setting all this in motion intentionally, but he'll plan to make sure she stays locked up for good. As for Electra Forrester, she's got a tough realization ahead involving Will and Luna. Electra could dump Will if she decides she can't live with the complications of all this permanent baby link. Despite Sheila Sharp's plea for Deacon Sharp to talk to her, he'll head back to Taylor Hayes' office for another therapy session instead. Meanwhile, Remy Price will congratulate Deke Sharp on his new job at Forrester Creations, but Deke won't get why his boyfriend doesn't want his name brought up at the company. This is obviously about Remy's efforts to conceal the truth regarding the horrible things he did to Electra. It's just a matter of time until Deke finds out the truth and blows up at Remy for it. Over with Carter, he'll face Daphne Rose's questions regarding his love life. Carter will assure her that his broken engagement will stay that way, and perhaps argue that Hope's free to move on with Liam now. This will give Daphne an opportunity to pursue Carter freely, while Hope gets Deacon and Brooke Logan's advice to revive her own future with Liam. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Hope and Liam could have a fresh engagement of their own coming up, so stay tuned for more news on what's next for this duo. Poppy might want a piece of the Spencer pie, now that she knows about Luna's baby news. During the Friday, October 17th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Poppy learned that Luna was still alive. Then, she found out that her daughter is pregnant with Will Spencer's baby. Though she doesn't give a flying crap about Luna, she might still insert herself in the custody battle. Poppy confirmed Lee's suspicions during Friday's episode. Finn informed her that their daughter was still alive, but that's not all. She's also pregnant with Will's baby after she got him drunk and took advantage of him. Poppy's eyes lit up over the news that Luna could be carrying a Spencer heir. Why is this a big deal? Well, she was once involved with the Spencer family. She had an intimate relationship with Bill, which led to speculation that he might be Luna's father. The two dated again, but their relationship didn't last for long. Luna framed Poppy for the murders of Tom Starr and Hollis. Lee was right. Poppy was a gold digger who was trying to climb up the ranks, and her daughter achieved that in little time. Poppy made it clear that she doesn't care about her daughter. She wished that she were either in jail or 6 feet under. However, she'll still want a piece of the Spencer pie. That means she has finally established connections to wealth, power, and all that comes with it. Ultimately, her life would improve. During the Monday, October 20th episode of B&B, Poppy visited her daughter in prison. She boldly exclaimed that she deserved to stay there all her days. Then, she shared some interesting tidbits. Poppy warned Luna that Will could fight for custody of their child. She also applauded her daughter for locking down a rich guy, which suggests that Poppy could insert herself in Bill and Katie's custody battle. Will has no interest in caring for Luna's child. He wants to focus on his relationship with Electra. They're fighting to stay together. But Bill and Katie want to get full custody of Will's child, so it ends up with sane parents. They could easily claim that Luna is too insane and dangerous to care for her child. However, Poppy could try to seek custody and support from Will and the Spencer family. She will want to insert herself just so she can get her hands on that sweet money. Not because she cares about Luna or her unborn child. Lisa Yamada secured a Daytime Emmy win, which could be good news for Luna Nozawa. On Friday night, Lisa Yamada brought home the Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Emerging Talent for her work on The Bold and the Beautiful. This could be good news for her on-screen alter ego, Luna Nozawa, who's currently serving time in prison. Yamada won over B&B fans with her transition from good girl next door to cold-blooded killer. She murdered Tom Starr and Hollis and framed her mother, Poppy. Then, she kept Steffy in a cage and bragged about her crimes. Yamada was the breakout star in the soap genre. She earned her first ever Daytime Emmy win, which was historic in numerous ways. Yamada also became the first Asian American to win a Daytime Emmy Award for acting. In her emotional speech, she thanked her boss, Bradley Bell, for allowing her to be vulnerable in her scenes. She also credited Don Diamont for helping her channel her inner villain. Then, she called out her co-star and BFF Christian Weissman for having him on this journey with her. Last but not least, Yamada showed love for her parents, who were in the audience. She thanked them for their love and support of her acting career, a world they didn't understand. Yamada ended her acceptance speech in her native language. B&B fans have been divided on Luna. At first, they loved that she embraced her inner baddie. However, some have come to hate her after she got Will drunk and took advantage of him at his promotion party in an attempt to get pregnant. Luna assumed this would be her get-out-of-jail card. Most viewers would love to see Luna end up where she belongs, in prison. However, Yamada's win could have secured Luna's freedom. Her previous attempts to redeem herself have failed. The villain tried to take accountability when she was under house arrest at Bill's, but that quickly fell apart after her pardon, which unveiled her true colors. Once again, Luna became obsessed with Steffy and had the intent to kill her. Everyone thought Luna had died after Liam shot her, but now everyone knows that she is alive and carrying Will's child. Currently, she's serving time in prison while pregnant. However, she could think of a clever way to break out. She might convince Will and his parents that they need to live in one house to raise their child. Yamada's Daytime Emmy win means that Luna's reign of terror isn't over. We're not done with her yet. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Bill Spencer could blow the custody case of Luna Nozawa's baby as he makes promises that he is incapable of keeping. Will Bill's overconfidence be his downfall? Bill will offer Katie Logan and Will Spencer some promises regarding the custody of Luna's child. Unfortunately, this may be one thing that is completely out of Bill's control. Bill doesn't want Katie or Will to worry about what is going to happen with the baby. However, Bill isn't used to having competition. Will believes the baby's custody is automatically settled. The baby has no even been born, and Bill is confident that no one would dare question his right to have custody of his son's child. Bill doesn't realize that his confidence could be overconfidence. Could Bill be in for a shock when he realizes that there are some things that money cannot buy? Let's be honest, Luna has an uncanny way of getting out of trouble. Unfortunately, Bill has been responsible for a lot of that. However, Luna could get off the hook again. Something Luna said when she was informed of her arrest makes fans wonder, could there actually be some reason that Luna would be released on a technicality? Luna may be able to keep her rights to her child. After all, Bill was the one who got her a pardon on the worst charges she had against her. Charges that cannot be reinstated. Bill could be forced to do something to get rid of Luna, regardless of what he has tried so far. Will Bill learn that it is his fault that he cannot get custody of the baby? Lee Finnegan and Poppy Nozawa are both grandmothers of this child. John Finn Finnegan has rights to this child too. Could Steffy Forrester be willing to adopt this innocent child and keep it from Luna along? After all, the baby is innocent in all of this, and Will wants nothing to do with it. Could the custody battle for Luna's baby be much more complicated than Bill thought when he promised that he and Katie would raise the baby? Even if Luna loses custody, could someone other than Bill and Katie end up with this child? Could Will change his mind and take the baby himself and raise it with Electra Forrester? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers document that Steffy Forrester Finnegan left no room for Luna Nozawa. A months-long trip was followed by a warm reconciliation hello with John Finn Finnegan. However, He had to tell his wife terribly shocking news. Steffi was naturally stunned when she learned Lee Finnegan replayed the faked death scenario that she first employed with Finn. However, this time, no one is happy about who Lee saved and lied about. Lee has since expressed total regret for keeping Luna's existence a secret. Despite choking her granddaughter after learning how Yamada's character targeted Will Spencer, Lee doesn't seem to believe that Luna should have been allowed to die. She wants Luna to remain behind bars, which Steffi vehemently reinforced. Finn never wanted his daughter to die, but that's what appeared to happen when Liam Spencer shot her at very close range in his father's beach house. To do that, Liam rose from the ground after first being shot in the chest by Luna. Months later, Finn learned that the woman he trusted his whole life, Lee, lied about Luna dying. He had to accept that she established a clandestine recovery and aligned with his birth mother, Sheila Carter Sharp. All factors are fantastical. Luna is someone Finn feels sorry for, but doesn't excuse. He was adamant that she had to return to prison after learning she was pregnant with Will's child. The circumstances she manipulated to become pregnant added to Finn's emotional burden. Generally, viewers have to suspend disbelief in storylines of this type. One of the many clever aspects of this tale is that the characters have to go beyond what seems reasonable to accept Bill Spencer having gotten Luna out of prison and then pardoned. Lee saved Luna's life and covered it up. Sheila wasn't invited into the inner circle. She pushed her way into the room where Lee was keeping Luna, which revisited the far more violent sequence where Sheila knocked Lee out after finding Finn. Then, along with all the amazing events that happened to Luna, the involved characters have to accept that Luna disguised herself, fooled everyone at Will's promotion party, got him drunk, and then wore Elektra Forrester's mask to fool Will. Incredible! The idea that Luna was able to be released from prison and put under Bill's care would have been enough. Even before the pardon, the idea that she was going to live in his mansion and indefinitely serve out her sentence was flabbergasting. Yet, it happened. Bill's foolish and reckless decision deeply impacted Steffi's state of mind. But Wood's character thought the nightmare was over when her multiple-time ex-husband, Liam, defied physical reality and returned fire into Luna's chest. To return from a head-clearing trip with her children and have Finn tell her Luna was alive, pregnant, and back behind bars reignited Steffi's fire. Her comments to Luna weren't simply a forceful statement. She was threatening her. Luna's response in the moment and whatever plans she's developing start the next climax building. This site is a leading source for everything linked to The Bold and the Beautiful. Check back regularly for B&B spoilers and news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that Sheila Carter's marriage is in a lot more trouble than she realized. By the end of this week, Deacon Sharp might even sign, seal, and deliver divorce papers to the former villainess. Taylor Hayes might be in serious danger on the CBS soap. Will Sheila Carter decide the only way to save her marriage is to eliminate the new threat? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Spoilers down below. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say, this week, Sheila Carter will be surprised by how cold her husband is acting towards her. She knew she and Deacon Sharp had some issues to work through. Soon, Sheila realizes that Deacon has already checked out of their marriage and doesn't want to work on anything. When Sheila realizes she is about to be a divorcee, the former villain might resort to her old ways. If you have been watching The Bold and the Beautiful over the past decade, then you know one of Sheila Carter's favorite pastimes is kidnapping her rivals. Word on the internet is that Sheila might try to kidnap Taylor Hayes to save her marriage. According to B&B spoilers, Deacon Sharp is falling fast, and his crush on his therapist is obvious. The restaurant owner isn't exactly hiding the fact that he's interested in Ridge Forrester's ex. What better way to eliminate the competition and save her marriage than to kidnap Taylor and keep her locked up somewhere? Deacon can't flirt with Taylor if he can't find her. Do you think that Sheila will take matters into her own hands and try to get Taylor out of the picture? Is Deacon's crush putting Taylor in danger? Let us know what you think in the comments below and keep checking back here on Soap Opera Spy for more B&B spoilers and news. Dollar Bill Spencer is a powerful man on The Bold and the Beautiful. The publishing patriarch proved that when he paid millions of dollars to cure Liam Spencer's fake cancer. And who can forget he got his fake daughter pardoned for 3 murders? Will Bill Spencer use his money and connections to save his son, Will Spencer's baby too? Here's what's coming up next week on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers below. Electra Forrester has no regrets about putting Will Spencer Jr.'s pregnant baby mama behind bars. Will doesn't seem too upset about her calling the police and ratting out Luna Nozawa, but will Bill Spencer be able to sit by and watch his flesh and blood be born behind bars? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers show that it's early in Luna's pregnancy. In fact, she doesn't even look pregnant yet. Once the Il Giardino killer starts to show in her prison jumpsuit and is rocking a baby bump, will Dollar Bill be able to ignore Luna Nozawa's cries for help from behind bars? Bill Spencer knows that Luna was assaulted in prison before. When he saw the bruises on her, he felt bad and used his connections to get her ankle monitored to his house. This time around, Luna didn't even kill anyone. She was pardoned of the restaurant murders. So technically, the only charges she is facing are kidnapping and attempted murder after the shooting. If Bill Spencer was able to get 3 murders pardoned and Luna Nozawa released, there's no reason he can't walk out of prison with his son's baby mama tomorrow if he really wanted to. Do you think Dollar Bill will go behind his son's back and bring Luna back to the mansion? Share your theories in the comments section down below. And don't forget to keep checking back here on Soap Opera Spy for new B&B spoilers and news. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Poppy Nozawa will have a proud mom moment when she visits her pregnant daughter in prison. Luna Nozawa managed to do what her mother couldn't. She got knocked up by a Spencer man. Luna Nozawa just hit the gold digger lottery, and her mom is going to make sure she gets a piece of the Spencer pie. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. The first time Luna was locked up, Poppy Nozawa told her daughter she could rot behind bars for all she cared. This time around, Luna Nozawa's mother will take a special interest in her. Grandma Poppy is going to make sure nothing happens to Luna's baby. That's their meal ticket. The Bold and the Beautiful viewers will recall how thrilled Poppy was when she thought Bill Spencer was her baby daddy, and she was living lavish at the Spencer mansion. That all went south when Luna went on a killing spree, and it was revealed she faked her own paternity test, and Dollar Bill wasn't her dad after all. Now, Luna really is pregnant with a Spencer baby on Bold and Beautiful. Poppy knows whoever raises that baby is going to be set for life. There's a good chance she goes to the court behind everyone's back and tries to get custody of her daughter's baby before it is even born. Poppy is so diabolical, she might even convince the judge it's within the best interest of the baby to let Luna stay behind bars. Do you think Poppy will try to get her daughter's baby? Or will she use the pregnancy to get Luna out of jail too? Ridge won't be happy with Deacon hanging out with his ex-wife. Taylor and Deacon are heading towards romance on The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans know the new couple won't make many people happy, including Taylor's ex-husband, Ridge. According to Sean Kanan, when Ridge finds out, things could get heated between him and Deacon. After being dumped by Ridge again, Taylor is moving on. The world-renowned psychiatrist is focusing on work, which has brought her a new love interest. Deacon started therapy with Taylor to deal with his marital issues with Sheila. Taylor's been a big help to Deacon, and the two have become great friends. However, their friendship will eventually turn romantic as their sessions continue. While fans are worried about Sheila's reaction to the couple, others are more curious about Ridge. The fashion designer broke Taylor's heart by choosing to reunite with Brooke. Although Ridge is happy with Brooke, he's worried about Taylor and wants her to find happiness. Unfortunately, it'll be with one of his rivals. Fans are already speculating that Ridge is going to blow a gasket over Taylor and Deacon, and Kanan agrees with them. On X, the actor hinted that a showdown between the men is coming. After one fan expressed their anticipation over Deacon giving jealous Ridge a whipping, Kanan replied, "It ain't gonna be boring. Deacon and Ridge have gotten into many brawls in the past, mostly because of Brooke. But with Taylor in the middle this time, things will get heated. Ridge prides himself as a hero, always coming to the rescue of his lady loves. With Taylor becoming involved with Deacon, Ridge will feel it's his duty to protect Taylor. He knows Deacon is no good and can't be trusted, which is why he'll try to break up his ex-wife's new romance. Aside from Deacon, Ridge is also worried about Sheila. She won't be happy with losing Deacon to Taylor and will be out for revenge. However, Ridge's desire to protect Taylor will infuriate Brooke. She won't be happy with Ridge butting into Taylor's life and worrying that her marriage is in trouble. Could Taylor and Deacon put an end to Bridge's honeymoon? Luna will need protection now that she's back in prison. Luna is back in prison on The Bold and the Beautiful. The young villainess thought pregnancy was her get-out-of-jail card, but unfortunately, the plan didn't work. After getting beaten up by fellow inmates during her first sentence, Luna is worried about herself and her baby. However, one person could end up being her protector. Elektra pulled a fast one on Luna by calling the cops on her. Although Luna used her pregnancy as an excuse to stay out of prison, the Spencers and Lieutenant Baker didn't care. Now Luna is sitting in a prison cell, worried about her and her baby's well-being. During Luna's first prison sentence, she was constantly harassed by fellow inmates. Things got so bad that they beat up Luna, leaving her with a black eye and a busted lip. Luna used her injuries to gain Bill's sympathy and secure her release from jail. However, she won't have Bill's help this time around. After the pain she caused his family, the Spencer patriarch is done with her manipulations. So, it appears Luna is on her own when it comes to surviving in prison. But she might receive some assistance from another B&B character and recent inmate, Dr. Grace Buckingham. As fans remember, Grace turned herself in after confessing to scamming Liam about his brain tumor. It's been 2 months since Grace left, and she could make an appearance by crossing paths with Luna in prison. Grace will become a great ally to Luna by protecting her from the other inmates and assisting with her pregnancy care. The two will bond over being in prison, motherhood, and their schemes against the Spencers. Although Grace showed remorse for her actions, she might harbor resentment towards the Spencer family. Grace could use Luna's situation to her advantage by blackmailing Bill and Will. She could agree to keep Luna and her baby safe in exchange for something from the Spencers. Perhaps Grace will ask for money, protection for her own daughters, or an early release. Grace and Luna becoming prison pals would be a friendship many B&B fans could get behind. Plus, there's no telling what trouble the two will get into and what else they have planned for Bill's family. Luna has a point about how this is going to play out, but not the way she wants. In the October 21st episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna made some good points about her baby daddy drama. However, she's still delusional about her situation, which might not come as a surprise to some. Luna was a popular person on Tuesday's episode. Steffy immediately ran to prison after she came home on Monday's episode. She confronted Luna to remind her that she's never getting out of prison. Then, she got a visit from Bill. Luna assumed that he wanted to release her since she was carrying her son's baby. But no. She woke up Dollar Bill, who was angry that she had used his son to stay out of jail. He promised Luna that this time around, he's going to make sure she stays behind bars and never sees the light outside of a cell again. He's not playing around this time. He's aware of the mistake he made, and he's not going to let Luna manipulate him into feeling bad for him. However, Luna was right in her conversation with Steffy. She was confident about getting back out of prison because Bill had already invested in her baby. Yes, he's invested, but he's going to fight for custody of that child, and Katie is going to court with him. While Luna was right, she was also wrong about her situation. She believed that because she was carrying Will's child, he would fall in love with her. He's in love with Elektra and wants nothing to do with Luna or that baby, as harsh as that sounds. She's still deep in her delusions. Luna needs to be made aware that her baby is the only one that's part of the Spencer family, not her. The Spencers want nothing to do with her. She thinks she can use the words grandchild or baby to get them to do whatever she wants, but it won't work. That's not going to stop Luna from trying, though. At the end of Tuesday's episode, she asks her former inmate to knock her out again, but this time in the stomach. A flashback showed that Luna had planned this before. She hopes that Bill will feel sorry for her again and want her released from jail. However, he's only going to be concerned about the baby's well-being, not necessarily about Luna. He could easily have her transferred to solitary confinement. Whatever Luna's thinking, it's not going to work in her favor. What's next for Luna on B&B after Lisa Yamada's Daytime Emmys win? Lisa Yamada's post-Emmy message resonated deeply with fans, especially children of immigrants who saw their own stories reflected in hers. The bold and the beautiful fans were shocked when Luna turned out not to be dead after Liam shot her. Things got worse when she took advantage of Will and is now pregnant with his baby. She's had a long couple of years full of malice and family heartache, which shows how her portrayer, Lisa Yamada, deserved her Daytime Emmy Award. Yamada's still reeling from that win, and her powerful message afterward is striking a chord with fans far beyond the soap world. A day after the ceremony, Yamada shared a moving message on Instagram, writing, "Still reeling from last night. There aren't enough words to express my gratitude to everyone who's helped me get here. My heart is so full. To my @bold and beautiful CBS family, thank you for changing my life. Thank you for creating a space where I can be vulnerable and pour my heart into every scene." She also thanked her fellow nominees, explaining that she's a fan of theirs, and "having my name listed alongside yours was truly an honor." She then turned to something near and dear to her heart, stating, "I come from 2 immigrant parents who helped me navigate an industry that was so foreign to them, all while trying to understand a language not their own. Even when we didn't have much, they never hesitated to pay for every acting class, every headshot, and drive me to every audition." Yamada then made a profound statement. "So, to be the first performer of Asian descent to win a Daytime Emmy for acting in a network soap opera, I'm so deeply humbled. To the late-night self-tapes, the tears over missed roles. This career is really fucking hard. But I'd tell little Lisa, the one who cried herself to sleep dreaming of a moment like this. We did it, girl." Co-stars and fellow soap stars flooded her feed with love. "You did that! And you're so special, Lisa," wrote Crew Morrow. Kimberlyn Brown posted, "So proud of you, baby girl." Catherine Kelly Lang added, "I am so happy for you. Congrats! Well deserved." Jennifer Garace chimed in with, "Amazing! Congrats!" T.E. While Delon de Metz commented, "You deserved it, congrats." Fans matched that energy with their own heartfelt messages, as one viewer wrote, "Congratulations! You deserve that award." Another added, sobbing, "I'm so proud of you. Congratulations, my angel Eiley Hearts." A follower shared, "Fans are so proud of you. You're an amazing, spicy, dramatic add to this show. You're extremely talented. Keep shining." Someone else commented simply, "She is a phenomenal actor." Many followers highlighted how meaningful her speech was, especially when she spoke about her parents. One person wrote, "The words for her parents that was so sweet," while another said, "Safe to say, your bilingual speech was our fave and resonated with all Hatter children of Hat immigrants. Congrats." Fans didn't just celebrate a win, they connected with her story. Bold and the Beautiful reveals pregnant Luna Nozawa stuck in prison and she's desperate to get out of there. "I suspect she's going to do whatever she can to get released as soon as possible, and I think Luna is about to resurrect a scheme from her recent past." We're going to talk about how Luna might set herself up to get sympathy and a get-out-of-jail-free card. Something that Katie Logan, Will Spencer, and Bill Spencer cannot ignore. Right now, Luna is behind bars where everybody wants her. This week, she gets a few visitors, none of which are happy to see her. First, there was her mother, Poppy Nozawa, who dropped in to applaud Luna for getting knocked up by Will, a billionaire's son. Poppy was even giving herself a twisted pat on the back for teaching Luna how to target men. Basically, she's saying, "Look how good you did. I taught you how to be a gold digger." Even after all this murderous stuff Luna's done, because of this, Poppy is bizarrely proud. It's just strange. Next, we saw Steffy Forrester stalk in, ready to rip Luna a new one, basically 5 minutes after Steffy got back to LA. She left Finn Finnegan at home and headed over there. Once he told Steffy that Luna's alive and got herself pregnant with Will's baby, that wasn't going to wait. Steffy stormed out, saying she was going to go confront Luna and she's going to rant at Finn's daughter about how disgusting she is. Steffy's going to spell it out. She's going to make it her mission to keep Luna in prison forever. Despite Poppy saying she'll never get out, and Steffy reiterating that, I suspect Luna does have a plan in mind to get herself out of that jail cell. I think it's a trick she used before. If you recall when she was in prison for killing Tom Starr and Hollis, we saw that Luna was badly beaten. That's when she was writing letters to Bill and he came to see her. He saw how badly Luna had been beaten, and she said she was going to get killed in there. That's why Bill got her out on house arrest, and then went and got Luna that pardon, because Bill worried that Luna was going to die in prison. That was back when Bill was bonding with Luna over their mommy issues. Bill thought he could redeem her, and that Luna could start a new life and be a better person, and that he was helping her. That's the same thing Lee Finnegan thought when she saved Luna. But that chick is irredeemable. Of course, Luna blew the chance that Bill gave her and tried to kill Steffy and Liam Spencer. The chances that both Bill and Lee gave her, right? She tried to kill Steffy and Liam, and then she shot both Sheila Carter and Liam. Back when Luna had begged Bill and told him she was going to die in prison, I suspected that Luna had staged that beating, that she had with all the bruises and everything on her back then. I said it at the time, they never addressed it, but they dragged things out so slowly on Bold. So, I suspected that she did this deliberately to manipulate Bill. I think Luna either paid someone to beat her up or she did it herself. Punched herself in the face, slammed her face against the bars of her cell, or something like that. That way, Luna could look terrible, like she'd been attacked, and could claim that she was scared that she would die. And it worked. Bill saw her, and then he was like, "Oh no, Luna's going to die in jail. I got to save her." However, Bill has recently warned Luna there will not be another pardon coming, and Poppy warned Luna the same thing. However, it's different now that Will's baby is in her belly. So I fully suspect Luna pulls the same stunt, and that's how she gets hurt this week. In the next couple of episodes, we're going to see Will coming to see Luna, and she's got a black eye, and he tells her he knows what she's trying to do. She tells Will that every day she's in there, their child is in danger. Also, Luna does get examined by a prison doctor, so her injuries are legit. But I still think she did it to herself or arranged it. Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful for later this week have Bill telling Will, Katie, and Liam that Luna's doing this on purpose. Bill might suspect what I suspect, that Luna's making it seem like she's in danger. But the thing is, it may work because Katie wants the baby. She wants her grandchild so she and Bill can raise it, and that Will's not stuck with the kid. For that reason alone, Katie may ask Bill to try and sort things out, not by getting Luna out. Maybe they talk about getting her into solitary confinement or protective custody in the jail, but I suspect Luna won't settle for that. She might amp up her efforts and hurt herself even worse to sway Will or Bill or Katie to help her. I will say there's a chance Luna didn't hurt herself. She could have paid somebody to put bruises on her to get sympathy from Will. Or it could be that Luna deliberately provoked somebody knowing that they would hit her. Maybe even a prisoner that Luna knew from her last time behind bars that she knows has a volatile temper. So, bottom line, she wants Will's family to think the baby won't survive if she stays in prison. And clearly, Luna is desperate to get back on house arrest at the Spencer mansion instead of staying in jail. The crazy part is, I think it's going to work again, like it did on Bill last time. Luna might get exactly what she wants. Right now, Will and Electra Forrester, Katie and Bill, even Luna's own father and his wife Steffy all want her to stay in prison. But I think Luna will not stay locked up. Not for long at any rate. Because if she's hurt badly enough, Katie might worry about her grandchild and ask Bill if he can temporarily get Luna out, just until the baby's born. There are other options that Bill could make happen. Luna could be put into a psychiatric hospital, something for the criminally insane, or somewhere that she'd be safer, and so will the baby. Then again, maybe the manipulation works, and Bill gets her an ankle monitor, and Luna is on a short-term release for the next 7 months until she gives birth. But if Bill goes this route, even with Katie's support, I fully expect Steffy and all the Forresters to flip out on them, saying that they are putting everybody at risk by getting Luna out of prison. Ridge Forrester will lose his mind. Finn might lose his mind. Lee probably will. Of course, nobody except maybe Bill wants the baby to be hurt. We all know he wouldn't care if Luna was taken out. We all remember when Bill was trying to kill Amber Moore Forrester when she was pregnant and claiming it was Liam's kid. But I do think Katie could convince Bill they need to protect this innocent child. The problem is, if Luna gets out of prison yet again, even if for the safety of her and Will's baby, she might find a way to wiggle out of paying for her latest crimes. Bill might end up the town pariah again, especially if Luna finds a way to make an escape. We'll see what happens, but I don't think Brad Bell is going to leave lunatic Luna in prison for very long. Lisa Yamada is out there earning that Best Emerging Talent Emmy every day. She's killing it. We'll see if she gets out. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers document that Will Spencer can't believe the horror he's living. His description of a maniac, thought to be dead, being pregnant with his child while in jail is incredible. It reads like a soap opera storyline. Kudos to the writing staff for the seemingly subtle wink at the audience this October through Morrow's dialogue. With Halloween approaching at the end of this month, horror is a good noun to use when describing the almost unbelievable set of circumstances that allowed Luna Nozawa to target Will and succeed. However, Luna didn't expect that she'd be arrested and returned to prison. She thought her pregnancy would shield her from justice, and thankfully, it didn't. Using a baby as an intended deflective barrier continued Luna's sickening manipulation of life in this version of Los Angeles, California. Lee Nozawa ran this play before. She created a fake death certificate for her son, John Finn Finnegan. The highly respected doctor at University Hospital wanted to shield her son from the Forrester family at that point in the plot. Lee believed they were responsible for putting him on Sheila Carter Sharp's path. Digitally skipping to current matters, Lee regrets faking Luna's death and then aligning with Sheila to keep her existence a secret. Sheila doesn't regret giving Luna information about Will's promotion party at Il Giardino. She's guilty because her husband, Deacon Sharp, found out about it and feels betrayed. Some refer to Luna as a monster. She is an unrepentant narcissist who blames her mother for all of her criminal and amoral actions. Poppy Nozawa wasn't a responsible mother. However, she also wasn't responsible for Luna exercising her free will when killing 2 men at the restaurant Deacon owns. Poppy also had no part in Luna's complete ingratitude toward Bill Spencer. A good, scary story has unexpected turns, some humor, and has no easily determined ending. This version of LA is frightening because someone in power agreed to Bill's request that Luna be freed from jail. That person is a monstrous villain as well. Will wants his child to be born. He might develop the maturity to take custody of that boy or girl when the baby is born next year. But there are 4 blood grandparents who appear to have custody standing. Katie Logan's influence on Bill matters. Either of Will's parents could gain legal control of the baby that Luna gives birth to. Luna's father, Finn, is a good guy and projects as someone who might seek custody, despite his wife's likely protests. But Poppy's pursuit of legal rights would be very surprising. Poppy is an intriguing player in this matter. She loathes Luna, who attempted to frame her for murder, and badmouths her mother at every turn. Gaining custody of the baby would combine redemptive efforts and also be a purposeful statement to Luna.